Okay, finally, everybody. Thank you for being so patient. My name is Michelle Stuchel, and I just want to say thank you for your patience and welcome to Annette's launch party. And Annette, yes, so exciting.
Mhm.
Um, Annette
Mhm.
is here because she wanted to share with you something that's really helped her. And my name is Michelle Stuchel. You're probably wondering who am I? And Annette and I go way back. We have known each other, gosh, since we have daughters the same age.
Yeah.
My middle daughter and her oldest daughter are both 17. Is Anaya 17, Annette?
Yes.
Yes. So they're
Yeah.
both
Mhm.
17. They were in the same preschool class. And when I started homeschooling, Annette taught my girls like Spanish for a little bit. And so she taught at the preschool that was at our church. We went to the same church for years. And I've always respected Annette and known that she was a powerhouse and just a woman of excellence who loves the Lord. Um, We've
Mhm.
stayed in touch throughout the years. They moved to Texas years and years ago, but that's how we know each other. And so that was probably 15 years ago. So it's been a long time. And me, I am a mom of three. I'm also a certified life coach. I homeschooled for 8 years. And I live in Savannah, Georgia. That's where we met. And just to give you my story briefly, is I had all sorts of little health issues, nothing that was major, but I never felt good. And here I was supposed to be this homeschooling mom that loved Jesus, full of energy, and all I really wanted to do was go to sleep. I struggled with awful allergies, chronic sinus infections. I would average 3 to 4 a year. During my worst times, I would having sinus infections 6 times a year. And there was like 2 years that I only had one. So that was great. I was chronically constipated. I had PCOS, psoriasis, autoimmune issues, craved sugars and carbs all the time. My mom had had a heart attack and triple bypass when she was 51. And based on my genetic profile and my numbers, they told me that I was following in her footsteps. They wanted me to go on statins my whole life. I did research and said no. So they just wanted me to eat low fat and exercise, both of which I did, even though I liked Ben and Jerry's on the weekend. And I just never felt good. I had a mild case of sleep apnea, and I spent so much time, money, and energy on things that did not work. I constantly had brain fog. My kids knew when I had coffee because I was happy. I was yelling at them, snapping at them. We called me Mommy Monster. I was constantly feeling guilty because I was not the mom or the wife that I wanted to be. I was running on fumes and certainly was not living out of the overflow or the abundant life that we read about in scriptures. So fast forward. Well, little did I know, let me back up. Little did I know that all of my seemingly unrelated issues had the same roots of poor gut health, blood sugar imbalance, and inflammation. And if I gave my body what it needed and best in class plant-based supplements, I could feel good. I could get my life back. And that was my story. Within, I remember subtle changes on my first month on the products. I remember not finishing my morning cup of coffee. I remember not licking the spatula when I was making cookies with my middle daughter. I remember um, this was my favorite slash most painful memory being in the grocery store near my house, Kroger, Annette, and you know that Kroger is not the most pleasant place to be. I was in the Kroger with my 15-month-old. I had a surprise baby at 43 years old. And I was pushing her in the buggy and like dancing and playing with her. And I stopped dead in my tracks. I was right in front of the milk. I'll never forget this. I stopped. I'm like, what am I doing? Because I was singing and dancing with her, was she pushing her in the, but she was giggling. Like, what am I doing? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm singing and dancing with my toddler in the grocery store. Like, I never do this. Why am I doing this? And I realized, oh, I'm happy. Well, why am I happy? Oh, I feel good. I have energy. And I looked at her and then I just started to cry because most of my adult life I didn't feel that way. And so fast forward 9 months, I came off all my medicines. I have not had one sinus infection since starting these products. And now I'm 53 years old in full-blown perimenopause. I'm totally medication free, have
Oh,
zero plaque buildup in my arteries. I take this calcium scan, coronary scan. I have zero risk of heart disease. And I am stronger than I've ever been and in the best health of my life because of these products. So that's my story. So now I want to turn it over to Annette, for you to share your story.
all right. Well, a lot of you already know me. Proud mom of two girls, a wife of 22 years, but we've been together longer than that, and marriages work, guys. And then I'm also an educator, but I just started this year my own education business. So I got a lot going on. I'm also a worship leader at our church. So I lead a very active life. A lot of you know me from different areas. I'm always doing something. I move pretty quickly. My girls are full of energy, and a fun fact is I play guitar. Y'all know that. And I joined with Plexus because I knew Michelle when she was at her lowest. I remember going to her house and seeing her, and she was at her lowest at that time. And when I met her back online and she was doing Bible studies and I was checking in on the Bible studies, I was like, what's going on with Michelle? Like, I want to find out. And I was at my lowest, having some depression issues and things like that. So I would check in on her, and she shared a little bit with me about Plexus. I was like, this little powder thing's going to do nothing for me because only Jesus can save, which I do believe. And I spent a lot of time working in the last couple years. In 2020, I started a journey for wellness, and I started going to Celebrate Recovery. I started working in Bible studies. I started growing in the Lord. I started putting my well-being first. And so it's been since 2020 that I've been kind of on this wellness journey. And I started with Plexus back a couple years ago. And I really love the active one because I am an active person, and I was feeling brain fog and I was feeling tired. And I love coffee, but coffee kept making me crash and I wouldn't have enough to do the day. And so I work with little kids in kindergarten and first grade, and it takes a lot of energy to do that. So I was just burning out. And one day she called me and she bugged me and bugged me. And I'm glad she did because I ended up taking it. And I was like, I really love this product. And so I stayed with the active and I stopped drinking some of the other things. It was clean. I had like a clear focus. I was able to, I have ADHD as well. So it was helping me almost like to like focus better. And when I was taking the active, so I just really love the product. And so I kind of didn't share it for almost like 40 years or something like that with anybody that was doing it. People knew I was walking around with this bottle. They're like, what are you doing? And I stopped using it for a little while, and I noticed the difference because I kind of fell back into a pattern of like my health. And so I've started up this summer again with the Slim, which is like the appetite suppressant one. And I've noticed that my appetite is like decrease, and I'm an eater, like y'all know I'm a foodie. I love to eat, but I'm still enjoying those foods. And now this year for me, instead of working on my mental health, my physical, like I'm going to be working on my more of my physical health. And so I'm kind of excited. I got a lot going on right now, but yeah, I just wanted to share something that's working for me. I feel like we shouldn't hide stuff. I share with you guys about Celebrate Recovery. I've shared with you about Jesus. So I'm just sharing this little piece of my life with you.
I love it, Annette. That's great. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the products and why these are so powerful. So thank you so much for that, Annette. Okay. Okay. So I want you to write in the chat, look at this list. And so you're here, and how do we know if these products are going to help you? So it's amazing because so much goes back to gut health, and blood sugar balance and inflammation. I mean, you can just about take any ailment, even ADHD, even stuttering, autoimmune, PCOS, you name it, type it into Google with the words and gut health and inflammation and blood sugar balance, and scores of studies will come up. So just type in the chat what, is it? You're always tired. I mean, some of you are nurses, some of you are working moms, some of you are moms, some of you are teachers. I mean, listen, I've got several friends that are, dear, dear friends of mine that are teachers. 90% of them are on anxiety medicine. They need energy drinks, lots of stuff going on. What would be a game changer for you? And all of these issues go back to the same roots that we that are indicative of poor gut health, blood sugar imbalance, and inflammation. Exactly what these products address. And Who has a car? Anybody have a car in here? Right. Well, when
No.
a warning light comes on, you know that something is off, right? A warning light. You take it to the shop, you take care of it, you maintain it, and you know that you got to change your oil. You know that you've got to keep gas in it. Our bodies are the same way. God has given us a temple and we need to take care of it. Yes, Jesus is the only one that saves, but guess what? We all brush our teeth, right? We have to take care of the body that he gave us. There's actually scripture on this, and I bet you haven't heard a sermon on this recently. Present your body a living sacrifice, right? So these symptoms right here, those are like the warning lights in your car. Those are saying something is off. Please address me. So I want to talk to you about, just think about, how would your life look like if you didn't have constipation or diarrhea? If you know, didn't catch a cold every time you came in contact with a germ. That was me. What if you didn't have to lose the same 10 to 15 pounds dozens of times? What if you didn't have to struggle with anxiety or depression, or maybe, you didn't have bloating and bad gas after meals, or you actually had energy to be the wife and mom and teacher that you wanted to be? What would that look like for you not to live in survival mode? That was me. I was totally in survival mode. And now at 53, I'm absolutely thriving and living out of purpose. What would your life look like? Okay, so let me tell you that's possible, and I want to highlight the products that Annette just loves, and then I'll tell you about our core products that I started with. Okay, the first is the pink drink, and I wanted to highlight these products because these are the two products that Annette is crazy passionate about. And the first is what she called our pink drink. It's slim. She mentioned the hunger control version. We have two versions of our famous pink drink. You may have seen it on social media. And what Slim does is it regulates your blood sugar. Okay. This little blurb says the Slim microbiome activating helps balance your blood sugar, reduce cravings, and support a healthy metabolism, all without stimulants. Okay. When I first started, I thought blood sugar balance was only important for diabetics. Wrong, wrong. Your blood sugar, when your blood sugar is balanced, this is what you can expect. Reduced inflammation. Anybody have inflammation or puffiness? Balanced hormones. And all the women said, amen. Heart health. Why do I have clean arteries? Because of these products. Um, Better sleep, less brain fog, mood support, not craving sugars and carbs. That was one of the first thing I noticed. I looked at the spatula when I was making cookies with Elise and I thought, huh, I don't want to lick the spoon. That's weird because my blood sugar was balanced, boosted metabolism, mood support. That's what you can expect when your blood sugar is balanced. Now we have two different versions. Um, we have two different versions of the pink drink. The Slim Microbiome Activating. That is also a gut health product because it has. Oh, let me go ahead and see if I can mute everybody. Do, do, do. Oh, I'm not in that. Not in the
And
right.
Adrian has a question.
Sorry?
And Adrian has a question
Okay,
in the chat.
why don't we, how about this? Let's go through this and then at the end I'll answer some questions just in case some people need to hop off. Okay. So the Slim Microbiome Activating, it has prebiotics to help feed the good bacteria in your gut. And maybe you've seen all over social media Akkermansia. Akkermansia is a bacteria. The Slim Microbiome Activating has the prebiotics, which is the food, to actually create the Akkermansia that pop culture is now saying is so important. And we've been doing it and actually have a patent on this drink. There's no other drink like it on the market since 2017. So the Microbiome Activating Slim MBA is a blood sugar balance drink and a gut health drink. And then the Slim Hunger Control that Annette was talking about doesn't have the gut health product, but it does have dietary fiber, which acts more as a hunger suppressant. But they both have the blood sugar balance properties. So you can expect all these different benefits. The pink drink, every single day. Sometimes I do two a day because I love the way it makes me feel and it's completely clean and stimulant free. Okay, now let's talk about active, Annette's other favorite. And who would like more energy in life, right? You want the energy to live the kind of life you want to. And maybe it's mental clarity. Active is our answer to the energy drink. But most energy drinks on the market are not clean. They're filled with junk, and a lot of them are just not clean. They have artificial sweeteners. Even if they have vitamins and minerals, they can have artificial sweeteners and they can produce jitters. Our active is actually superfood based. It helps give you mental clarity, focus, and it actually is great for you because it reduces your inflammation. It increases your nitric oxide. Nitric oxide has been shown to kill coronavirus at large. Active is great for pre and post workouts. You just feel great without a crash. It's steady, natural energy. You can even mix the active with the pink drink, and it is my favorite combination ever. And we have several different flavors. Right now, we have a actually have a limited edition prickly pear, and mixed with the sweet tea slim. It's like this desert sunset mocktail, which is fantastic. But it comes in peach mango, it comes in pineapple lemongrass, and starfruit guava. And it is a fabulous, fabulous drink. Great for ADHD, people that struggle with focus or ADHD as well, like Annette said. Okay, now, oh, where's that? Okay, I here is the combo that I started with, our triplex, our core gut health combo. And this has the pink drink, which we talked about, our Probio 5, which is our probiotic, unlike any other probiotic on the market, because it also helps kill off yeast overgrowth, and the Bio Cleanse, which helps rid the body of toxic waste. White pants approved, totally. But because think of your gut as a garden. You've got to weed it to get the bad stuff out, seed it with good bacteria, and then feed it with good bacteria and prebiotics with the pink drink. And that's what the triplex does. Again, total gut health, simple system to bring your body into balance. Okay, so let's talk about why would you do this and the perks of doing this with Plexus and getting these products. First of all, everybody joins as a VIP, and you have a wholesale membership, which you get a great welcome pack to get you started. You get a free water bottle, and with your wholesale membership, it's $9.95 for the year. Think of it like a Sam's Club card. You get 25% off retail pricing on all of our products, including our skin health, our new clean skin health, kids vitamins, a kids line. There's protein shakes that are clean. All of our products, you get 25% off. We have a perks program where you get perk points towards free product, which is fantastic. And in fact, I'm redeeming it this month for a free bag of Slim, which I'm so excited about because we have 5 people in our house and we go through this stuff like water. You get one-on-one support. Instead of buying your stuff at like GNC or on Amazon, we are here to help you. I've been doing this for 8 years and I've learned tricks of the trade. And when someone comes on to our team, my job just begins because my job is to help you get support. You don't get that from Amazon. You don't get that from just buying products, online. And my favorite perk is our referral program because you can get product credit or cash back when you refer people. We all love sharing things that we love, right? And when you share body balancing things that you love, you get a credit for it. I really wish Target had a referral program, but they don't, but we do. And it is incredibly generous. You can earn, money when your friends join you. It's a great referral program. And that's another reason why Annette is doing this. Annette is doing this because she found something that she loved. She wanted to share that because she knows that, especially as moms, nurses, teachers, life is too short to be stuck in survival mode and to be, just trudging through. And especially with our referral program, we never want cost to be prohibitive. We always want there to be margin and a way for you to, do the things that you really want to do, and especially invest in your health. One of the things I love about Plexus the most is, most people don't go to bed at night worried about their energy, but they do go to bed worried about money until something's seriously wrong with their health. And Plexus really is an answer to both. And for me, it was such an answer to prayer because I got my life back. I got energy back. I'm living out of purpose, and I get to help women just like you do the same. So that's it for those of you that order within the next. I'm going to stay on in case anybody has questions. If you have questions and we can help you for the next 24 hours, if anybody, I'm sorry, 48 hours, if anybody decides that they want to go ahead and order over 100 PV, we're going to cover your shipping. So free shipping. And I think that is it. So thank you so much, everybody, for hopping on. And I'll
And if
just,
anybody has questions, can they ask?
yeah, absolutely. I'll stay on. And yes, can you take while pregnant? Absolutely. 100% you can. I wish I would have taken it when I was pregnant because your baby gets their microbiome from you. In fact, I've had several friends that have taken it with being pregnant, and they had better pregnancies, actually. Can you take with GLP-1? 100% you can. And in fact, we have products that stimulate the GLP-1 naturally. I actually just had a woman start it taking the GLP-1, and then transitioned off of the shots onto full-time these products.
I am going to say that I carry these in my purse, and we're on a budget right now as I'm starting my education business and moving on to different ventures and things like that. And we stop at Starbucks and I pay 50 cents for a water, or sometimes they give it for free, and I just dump it in there and I just use it like that. It's been really a really good benefit. My husband's starting to use the Active as well because he does long drives. And sometimes he's out in Waco in one day or he's in Houston another day, and he's just driving a long time. And he was taking those monster drinks and he was not feeling good. So we ended up switching him to the Active, and he's really liking it. So I might have to order some of that because he's stealing my stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Any
Any
other
other?
questions?
Mm, how much is it?
Well, it depends what you get. So we'll probably do that privately because I want to know what your health goals are. And maybe Annette, we can start a chat, and we can just talk about that privately based on your needs and which products you would want.
Okay.
Yeah, they have different products you can buy, and you look online and you see what you're going to get. And it's like going shopping. You kind of can start. I started out small and I grabbed something, and then I was like, no, I'm going to get the pack. And we went with the pack. So yeah, it just depends on what you're doing
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah, I'd love to answer that question. Maybe we can just start a chat, or a text thread, and then I can see what your goals are and we can figure out what the best thing is for you.
If
Any,
you want us to send text threads, if you want us to start a text thread, do we get their names to put a text thread going,
yeah.
or through the chat?
Here, no, just we can connect with people outside of this. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, thanks everybody for hopping on. Any other questions? Do you have an ingredient list? Yes, we can get you all ingredient lists for sure. Annette, what I think will be really helpful is just as we follow up with everybody, they may have some other questions, and for sure. You're welcome, Monique. Thank you so much. All right, I'm going to stop this. I should have stopped the recording already.